How everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Praise Most High. Smiling and stuff. That's what's up. Bill has smile. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Praise to the Most High. First of all, I want to give our praise and honor and glory to the Most High. Ahayah. Give our praise and glory to them for allowing us to be here on this holy day, His holy Shabbat, His Sabbath, to sit before you and present another Sabbath lesson. The title is When Sin Approaches, Entreat the Most High. When sin approaches, entreat the Most High. Okay? We're going to go through some precepts today concerning sin and the operation of it. Did I say that I do shit? Oh, sorry about that. Let's start over for a second. I am Brother and Elder Ma'ad, and this is Brother Baruch from Awakening of Ahayah Church. I always forget to say that. We're going to get into sin, like I said, in the operation of it. We're going to give examples to show how some of our foreparents fell to it. And see how important it is that when we are faced with obstacles, which are attacks, we must go to the Most High. And we will see that when the examples that we're going to read from today, when they got spiritually attacked, they didn't go to the Most High. Okay? So with that, I want to say Shabbat Shalom to my wife and to my son. They down in Florida. Told you I would give you a shout out, girl. But our sister Leviah, she out there in Toronto, doing what she do, travel. So give you a shout out too. And to our brothers and sisters who are not in class today, give you a Shabbat Shalom too. Barakatah. So may Most High give you peace and blessings. With that, let's get started. Sister Dita, you threw down today, you and Bill High. That smelling good. I was shocked. She said, barbecue chicken. I said, what? Uh-oh. Wife out of town, eat good when she go. I got my eye hooked me up last night with some spicy pasta chicken, and you can't have none. I share it, only because I love you. Don't say I did nothing for you. Let's get it. Do everybody get the precepts?
Come on.
Everyone, you got them, Jay? Okay. The first precept would be James chapter 1, verse 12. Also, I want to say Shabbat Shalom to my sister, Mona Vox. How you doing, my sister? Love you, girl. And my niece, Moo. I know that they are watching down there in Kentucky. I want to send my love to you all. I love y'all. Let's get it.
First precept, the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12.
Kind when everyone is there.
And it reads, Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life.
Let's read that again for me real quick. How do I get it to go onto
Refresh. That's right there.
Okay.
Probably wouldn't hurt to. I'm gonna share it real quick too, because I forgot to tag. Get everybody in it though.
Turn on the volume on this thing.
They don't vibes is watching. They don't vibes.
Elijah.
Yeah.
Shalom, family.
Eli Vibes in the house. Eli Vibes, my brother Elijah. What's up, baby?
Oh, the water says, thank you. I love it. Piney said, I like your shirt.
My sister Piney. Hey, if your husband ever get back to me, I told him about a month ago to finish my design so y'all can do me some shirts, but he ain't get back to me, so he'll be watching too. Come on with it, I quit playing. My brother Karatiza. Love y'all. Let's go.
Con.
So this is it right here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go.
James chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him.
So as we know, the world always walking around here talking about that they blessed, you know what I'm saying? But the Most High, through His scriptures, He and His people. Okay, we have adversaries that will attack us on a daily, and that's what we have to always be conscious of. So it says, when he is tried, if he overcomes, he will receive the crown of life. The crown of life is immortality. So that's one of the greatest gifts that the Most High will bless His children with, immortality. Okay, living in a world in perfect happiness amongst Him, in the royal family, in the assembly of innumerable amount of angels. Okay, here on earth, for those who don't know that. But let's go. Where we at?
Next precept, John chapter 14, verse 21.
The water, sis, Piney. Yeah. If you tell him, he'll do it. So I have confidence in getting that thing finished now. Appreciate you, baby.
Once again, that's John chapter 14, verse 21. Con, when everyone's there. And it reads, he that...
So before we get started, I forgot to mention, I'm all into the side conversations. But I love these people, so, hold on, I can reason responding. Hit me so I can get back on them shirts. I gotta put you on blast, live on TV, bro, to get the shirts done, man. But I love you though, but let's get it. In James chapter 1, I think it was in verse 12. 12?
Yeah.
It says that the Most High promised to give His children the crown of life, is immortality, to those that love Him. Okay? So the Most High, He gives us through His precepts truth. You know, no private interpretation here. Because everyone says that they love the Most High and they love His Son, but the Most High said, obviously, there's a distinction between the truth and someone else's or the world's opinion. Because Christ is going to tell us who it is that love Him and His Father. Okay? So those who Christ and His Father, His God, the Most High say, love Him, are those who will receive the reward of the crown of life or immortality. And let's see what the Messiah says.
John chapter 14, verse 21. He that hath my commandments.
He that hath my commandments. Let me get this real quick. I got my phone today. Where we at, John?
14, 21.
Going to the Strong's Concordance. We're going to get these words like we did last week. Okay? Check this out. You got to share the video to my wife.
Okay.
It says he that have, right? This is G as in Greek 2192 in the Strong's Concordance. He that do eat. Remember, eat this roll, eat my roll, eat this book. Enjoy, fear, follow, have, hold, keep. See, he that does those things, according to his law, are they that love him. So who, like the Most High said, that the law, if a man do them, he shall live in them. It will become his life, his way of life. Him that keep, hold tight, eat. Eat. Meditate daily on his word, on his law. It's those who love the Most High in Christ. So, not going to get heavy into the Christian church today, but how can your pastor love the Most High and he teaches that the commandments are done away with? Christ called them thieves and robbers. Any man that tries to come into the door another way, any other way. The only way to get into the door is to keep the commandments of God and the testimony of Christ. Okay? Let's go.
Verse 21. He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me.
Protects them. He is that loveth him. So is that a private interpretation, or that's from the Messiah's mouth? This is who love him. Right? He that keep his commandments and do them is who?
And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him, and will manifest myself to him.
It works both ways. See? That's a promise. If you keep his commandments, you show that you love him and his Father, the Messiah and his Father. He said he will love you in return. So what happens if you don't keep his commandments? Well, the Bible said that you hate the Most High in Christ. Okay? Let's keep going.
Back to James chapter 1, verses 13 through 16.
I was inspired last night after the Most High gave me this lesson to do a song according to all the precepts that we're going over right now. And I pray that who all is out watching this video that y'all, go to my YouTube channel, Elder Maad, M-A-A-D, subscribe and get the music, because the music is very edifying. It's a part of the ministry. Okay, it's full of spirit. So, but a lot of people are proclaiming or professing, to be battling with the flesh. They got depression. They're fighting the spirit of fornication. At the end of the day, according to the Most High, all of us must look at ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves, speaking about love, who do we really love? Yourself or the Most High? Because seriously, for someone to say that they're battling with these spirits, like you can't overcome them, I'm not saying that we're not battling, because the battle is real. But to assume that, to take the position that you can't defeat them, really you're telling the Most High that you love yourself more than you love him. Because we're supposed to hate sin. So if you hate something, how are you battling with it? Like fornication, seriously. In a song, I'm going to get to that in a minute, so I'm going to say this first. I'm going to get this Mikhail Winter's comment. I say it's a big butt and a cute face worth getting erased from the book of life. Make that make sense, though. No offense is worth your soul. You have to really understand that these things we must hate. You cannot no longer be attracted to death. That little 5, 10, 15 minutes, half hour at tops ain't worth it. Like I was telling the brother a couple days ago, through text. I said, brother, I can only tell you what I do. You know, I envision myself earlier in this walk. I don't do more to that. I don't battle with the spirit of fornication anymore. But I'm like, what would happen if I pursued this woman? And as the Bible says, lay with her. And then on the way home from the hotel, get in an accident and lose my soul. And there's no repentance left. Was it worth it? I think not. You know, that's how we have to view sin. What if the Most High took you right now? You had no repentance, no grace, none of that. Was it worth it? He said you'd be confounded. It would eat you alive, just wishing you had one more chance. But you don't. The Most High said you'll go to a place where he will not even remember you. And the angels of no mercy, they about their business. You know, so place I don't want to go. Let me get this comment. What's that? Be it the light that manifests over darkness. Love starts from the sun. Who this Mikhail Winters is, brother? We here to. I'm not going to read all. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm not going to get heavily involved in these comments of yours. You know, brother, I'm here to edify God's people. You know, if you believe, like you said, the true commandments come from the pure heart, thy mind leads by anything over, then the heart should never know the most highest vibration of the universe being love. Brother, stay tuned, man, and this listen to the precept. Let the spirit work, man. The vibration, let the Most High vibrate your spirit. Okay? Let's go.
James chapter 1, verse 13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man.
See, the Most High does not tempt us with evil. Right? We have tempters, though. Okay? We have an accuser of the brethren. Right? But it's not the Most High. Okay? He cannot be tempted by evil. And that's something for those who think Christ is God. Seriously, let's think about this right here. If Christ was God in the flesh, what's the wages of sin? Death. Mm-hmm. So if God in the flesh would have sinned, who would have killed him? I mean, the wages of sin is death, pays his death. So he said you can't tempt him with evil. I mean, Satan is his child. I mean, he can't destroy his father. That makes no sense. You get it? Mm-hmm. The way to sin pays the death. So if Satan can get God to sin, he can kill him.
Wow. Nah.
The essence of all, all creation depends on this being to exist. So if Satan gets the Most High to somehow die, he dies. And everything else dies. It's like, for example, like a power plant. Like in every city, they have power plants. The power plant goes out, all the power goes out. I mean, teaching that Christ is God is really ridiculous. When Christ himself never said that. He always says, my Father who sent me. Mm-hmm. Praying to his God and Father. But let's keep going. I don't want to get to that too much. Verse
14. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
See, every man sees Satan and his brethren, the fallen angels. They know mankind. They've been observing you since birth. And were observing mankind before we came here. So they know what you really like, what you really love. But it's your own lusts, your own desires that the adversaries bring out in you. Have conversation with you in your mind. Mm-hmm. You just wake up in the morning and say, I want to do this. Someone put these thoughts in your head. And even make things happen for you. Okay? But you can't put that on the Most High. Like he said, no, Their spot is not of mine. It's not of him. He got nothing to do with it. Right? We're going to go back to Adam and Eve. We're going to get David too. But it was their lust that Satan drew out. Okay? It's like he does us. Right? You can't blame that on the Most High. Let's go.
Then, when lust has conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
Repeat that part again? I'm going to stay out this comment box because they interrupted me. There we go. Go ahead.
Then, when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
See, it's described as like giving birth. But it is conceived. So it takes two for something to conceive. You being in agreement with the fallen angel. Now it's conceived. Y'all come together. Right? Y'all are joined together. Y'all are one. Okay? Then it says, when lust is conceived, it brings forth sin. Because now that ideal, you put it in motion. You see? You put it in motion. Okay? Then it says, and sin, when it is finished, when it's complete, brings forth death. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when getting back to the story that I used to tell myself all the time when I first came into the truth. Because I was a serious whoremonger. Okay? So, I know my wife is watching, but she know. Yes.
I sent it in her messenger. She got a messenger.
But, so when you first come into the truth, you ain't there yet. It's Satan bring them all to the table. People you ain't talked to in 4-5 years, inboxing you. Right? But I think the Most High for His Spirit, I'm looking at it, like he says, like Paul says, because of the law, sin has become exceedingly sinful. So now I'm asking myself, man, if I do this, you know what I'm saying? Serious. I get on the highway, get in an accident, and I'm getting dragged by these angels. You know, it ain't worth it. You know, so I promised my wife years ago. I'm like, you know, I would never cheat on you. Don't take this the wrong way, but first, not because I love you. First, because I love and fear the Most High. Because I loved you before the truth and cheated on you. You know what I'm saying? But now, thanks to the Most High, He has taught me how to love and to respect my wife. Because everybody in the world that you know are promiscuous, they say that they love their mate, and they do. But we love our flesh more than we love the person that we proclaim. We love them, but we love ourselves more. So that's the same thing that us in the truth. People who claim to be in the truth, I'm gonna say not the truth. You know, people who have come into the understanding of who they are, that'll make this the truth. The truth is Christ's doctrine. If you're following what Christ say and the commandments of God, then you're in the truth. Okay? Just because you know you're Israelite, that don't mean you're in the truth. Okay? But, so, when you get in this walk, it's exciting at first. You're learning who you are, you're doing all this research, you know, you're starting to read the Bible, then it starts to get personal. Because the law makes you reflect on yourself. Now, it was easy to get with those first 20 things like that. But those strongholds that you love so much, that's what demons know you love. They watch you. They've been in you all this time. Right? So now the Bible tells you don't do this. You're like, man, you know, no, but you know, righteous man falls 7 times. You know what I'm saying? You know, next time you use the scriptures to justify their lust. The Most High is merciful. You know, His love is enduring to those that are righteous. Once you come to an accurate knowledge of the truth, there is no more sacrifice for willful sins. Right? You cannot willfully sin and count on grace. The Most High has told us a long time ago in the scriptures, He has given no man a license to sin. Okay? So, That's what this lesson is all about, us when we are faced with these attacks in treating the Most High. Like, for example, if a sister, if you're struggling with something, you have a husband, if your husband is a righteous man that's following his laws and commandments, wholeheartedly, pure-heartedly, go to him, be honest with him. Because the husband can pray and intercept the wise prayers. And the Most High will excuse the wife's follies based on the husband's merit. But you have to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So brothers, if you seriously going through something, immediately go to the Most High, ask him for help. Christ promised us that by giving us an example, he said, you being wicked men, when your sons, your children ask you for something, do you not give to them? Well, how much more so would the Father in heaven give to his children if you sincerely went to him for help? Not for no money, but to release you from these strongholds. If you're really battling with these demons, fast with prayer. It's the way to free you from the bondage of these demons. Christ said some of them can only be removed through fasting and praying. But we must go to the Most High. And then, lust would not germinate. It would not, into a active thing. It won't come together. It will not conceive. Most High will protect you and prevent you from your fall. If you sincerely, without wavering, pray to him, go to him. Okay? But let's go.
Verse 16, do not err, my beloved brethren.
Do not err, my beloved brethren. Next precept.
Next precept, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13 and 14. Come when everyone's there. And it reads, there hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
And so, see, this is the thing that I think the world needs to hear. Because we have so many brothers and sisters who think that their life is just so unique. And they're the only person that's going through this. Ain't nobody on earth ever been through this but them. Seriously, like, you understand, because the Bible says ain't no temptation uncommon. Get the, what's the name for us, please?
I don't know my last. Can I see it? Oh, shit. Yeah. You got it.
I got it on there. Yeah, I got it. Get it.
Okay.
What's the precept?
The number is G.
First Corinthians?
Yeah, 10:13.
Common to men, right? That's the right one. G 442. So it says, read the precept again, please.
And it reads, there hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. So
common to men, mankind. Not just man, but mankind. So after the manner of men. It's after, it's the way of life. It's the world that we live in. The Most High said, ain't nothing new upon the sun. So what we're going through, that's what this Bible, that's one of the beautiful things about this book. Because there's nothing that we have gone through in life that someone in this Bible have not gone through. But if we read it, we will get that. Right? So we can't sit back in our own closet, in our own little box, and thinking that we're the only person that's going through this. And that's that spirit of depression. Because they lack the true knowledge of the Most High. You have enclosed yourself, and And you are seriously possessed with demons who have convinced you that your circumstance is hopeless. And it's sad because like when we read last week about witchcraft, this medication, this so-called medication, these drugs, these poisons, these toxins they're giving our people. Now you get all alone, these demons is all up in your head. Convince you to take your life. Sister took a life last week, right? Remember that? Mm-hmm. The sister took a life. She had been convinced by these demons that there was no hope. Our people were destroyed for lack of knowledge of the Most High. Seriously, Christ said his load is light. But if we don't trust, or first of all, we have to get to know the Most High. And that's what I was saying the other day when you guys came into the house. Mm-hmm. I wasn't saying that when y'all read the Bible, it's like a memory like 4 times. It ain't about, like I was saying about us, just knowing all these precepts. But the more you read the Bible, the more you will get to know the Most High. The more he will show himself. We will never learn it all until the Messiah comes. Right? He said we learn in parts. But like my mother, I'm 47. I know Mama 40 all my life. There's a bunch of stuff about Mama I still don't know. A lot about me she don't know. It's a lot about Most High that we don't know. He will always teach us forever. But I know a lot about her. Same with the Most High. I know a lot about the Most High. It ain't about knowing precepts so you can go out and talk to people about the Bible. The premise of reading this Bible is to get to know your Creator. Because if you really know your Creator, then you can trust in him. And you won't be going through no depression. Because he gives you hope. He revives the dead. Do you get what I'm saying? But if you are absent of him or lack of trust in him, then you are depressed.
Exactly.
Because you have no protection. You are under full-blown attack demonically. Then we go to these pharmacists, these sorcerers, and they add it on. Well, take this one. No. This one is known for this, and this one does this. But they have all these side effects, though. Mm-hmm. Then you come back, you can get about 3 or 4 more pills, but this side effect, and this side effect, these are demons. So you talked about last week. Now you become a person like back in Christ's day. He said, what's your name? Legion. You have 1,000 demons in you now. Mm-hmm. This is real. But the world are denying the Bible's information. They call them the side effects. They call them these diagnosis. Mm-hmm. Right? It's not the diagnosis. It's demon possession. Mm-hmm. And the only way to be free is to come to the Most High in Christ. Seriously. Look at our community. Seriously. You can't find a house where there ain't no pills in their cabinet. But are they really reading their Bible? And those who are reading the Bible, are they really doing the things that it says? Mm-hmm. Yes, brother.
And I guess
you text me something.
To go on that, people when you think demons, and they have demons inside their body, they start looking at like the Exorcist. You got to be shaking, and your eyes are gonna be out your head and all that. You can have demons in your body just from walking around right now.
Look at it. Right now, this room is filled with unseen beings. Mm-hmm. Right? Some of us, they inside you too. Me too. You're not. None of us is exempt from demonic possession. But the power is relying on the Most High Spirit and listen to the voice. Do your spirit. That's why it says try every spirit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Is it Christ? Is it the voice of Christ? You know what I'm saying? Seriously, it's not a person on earth that don't have a demon in them, or a couple, or a few. But are you listening to them? Are you obedient to them? Or are you obedient to the Spirit of the Most High? You see what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, brother. Do anyone see a question from Mona, Sister Mona?
Right there. It says, for fasting, is there a certain amount of time or days to do so?
No, my sister. There's not a specific time that one is mandated to fast. You're reading the Bible where a lot of brothers fasted, half a day, until the sun drops. But it's on you. Whatever you think, honestly, you're able to accomplish between you and the Most High is what you should do. So I'm not telling you, you need to do a 7-day fast because you're probably not prepared to fast for 7 days. You know what I'm saying? So if you never fasted before, I would say, try a day. If you're not confident in a day, do a half a day and build yourself up. But be careful because it's written that the Most High takes your vows very seriously, and you don't want to break a fast. And what is a fast? A fast is afflicting the soul. To afflict the soul, like the word fast means to abstain, right? So there's no such thing of you fasting, but you're drinking water or you're fasting and you eat vegetables. That's just a vegetarian diet. And Daniel was not fasting. He refused the abominable meat from the king and asked to be given vegetables. Okay, so vegetables are not fasting because how you abstaining for something, but you're feeding your soul. Okay, so fasting is no food, no water, according to the Most High. Okay, I don't care what men call it. You gotta go with what the Most High call a fast is different from what these men call fasts. Yes.
Yeah, just for the layman. So really, what you're saying is you can't intertwine the two: a fast to the Most High and what the world may call a water fast or this kind of fast or that kind of fast isn't a fast to the Most High. Just for the layman.
And this for the layman, right?
Yeah.
Again, the word fast means what?
To abstain.
To abstain. So how you abstaining? You drinking water. So you're just drinking water for whatever period of time that you allot for yourself. You're abstaining from food, but so you're on a water diet. Seriously. But so, sister, back to your question. You look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, how long you think you can fast, and you do that. But if you have no confidence in it, go to the Most High and pray. And if you don't have confidence in that, then don't fast. Because you don't want to play with it and not keep your vow. Because like he says, don't let your mouth get you in trouble with his angels. Okay? Yes. But seriously, you're not gonna die, sister, if you don't have water and food for like it's brothers who fasted for 40 days, 30 days, 20 days. You're not gonna die. Science has lied to us. They can't live 3 days without water and food. So that they lying. They know that it really seriously it's been proven. Cancer patients, one of the best remedies against cancer is a fast. Because the body starts to, destroy those, what you call them? Well, it starts to destroy whatever's. I'm not a scientific person like that, but I know I've read this a lot. I forgot what it's called, but when you fast, the body naturally defends itself against the things that is trying to kill it. Okay, but let's go. And it connects you closer to the Most High. Because that's when you're fasting, because demons, it says, these demons will resist until the consummation of sin, until the end of sin. And they'll forever be hungry, but will not eat. They'll forever be thirsty, but will not drink. So they're living so-called vicariously through you. So you're feeding them in a sense. They're getting a sensation of food, but they're not getting food. You know what I'm saying? So when you start fasting, they vacate that thing and go to someone else who, love's throwing down. You know what I mean? So it's a way to release strongholds, sis. Or anyone else that's listening. But let's go.
Verse 13, 1 Corinthians chapter 10. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
But so he will not suffer, he will not allow you to suffer what you are able. But if you don't go to him, he's not going to protect you. Because you're relying on yourself, not him. But
will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
In the Most High Christ, all things are possible. Okay? If you really trust in the Most High, like I said, He will use the devices. He has shown us even physically. He has used the devices that men have created to destroy His people against them. So He does the same thing with the invisible. The same devices that they use to snare and trap His people, He used against them to prevent them from destroying His children who truly rely on Him.
Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry.
Flee from idolatry. So what that is saying right there, first and foremost, flee from yourself. Right? Be selfless. Do not consider yourself. Because when you put yourself over the Most High, that's idolatry. So it's about feeding your lust. You get that. It's about, like, for example, let's say, it's a natural disaster. Okay? The only food that's around are abominable foods. Okay? What would you do? Seriously, what would you do?
Sit there.
But I mean, it's been a week.
Let them sit there. Pray.
See, it says flee from idolatry, because if you don't, you're going to think about yourself, like how hungry you are, when last time you ate, and you try to satisfy yourself, which is idolatry. If you hold fast, stand fast, the Most High will provide an escape. Before you know it, it might be some venison come right there, trapped in the woods. Pigeons, you know what I'm saying? Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how He operates. But we must trust in Him. But we will be tried.
So I get her real quick. Sister Shiva asked, what about the rule, for those who aren't learned, what about the rule concerning starting the fast on the Shabbat?
Oh, okay.
So we can,
Okay.
start on that real quick.
Tawanda, my sister, it is unlawful to start a fast on the Sabbath. It's the Most Highest day. Okay? The only way that one can fast on the Sabbath is if you started the fast. So let's say you're going to fast for 2 weeks. So to fast for 40 days, that means you had to fast on the Sabbath. Mm-hmm. Or it wouldn't be 40 days. To fast for 2 weeks, you have to, but you can't start your fast on His day. Okay? Really, the Sabbath is a feast day. It's a day that we have to take great delight in, and we are to have a feast. Right? So, yeah, it's unlawful to start a fast up on the Sabbath. Okay? Let's go.
All right, next precept, the book of John, chapter 12, verse 25 through 27.
Who that? What's she saying now?
Nothing, I'm just saying. She ain't here, so she being asked questions. Say,
Right. She got a big mouth.
Chapter 12.
Yeah, I say something.
Once again, John chapter 12, verse 25 through 27. Con, when everyone's there. And it reads, He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal.
See that? It says flee idolatry. That's what Christ is saying. He that loveth his life. We're at John 12, what? 25?
25.
He that loveth his life shall lose it. Right? So if you love this life, let's get it in a couple different areas. Okay, you love this world and all the things in it. You're going to lose your soul. Because like that rich man that came to Messiah, he had great possessions and he can depart from his possessions. So should you be. Okay? But back to the story that I said, if you love your life, that means that you're doing everything you can to preserve it. Even to the extent, eating what the Most High said don't eat, you'll lose your soul. Get it? If you love dealing with sin, you know, if you love marijuana so much that you can't stop, you're going to lose your soul. If you love cigarettes so much that you can't quit, you're going to lose your soul because you love this life. Those are things that are of this world. Those are not things that are of the Most High's world. That's to come. There will be no men and women smoking weed and cigarettes in God's kingdom. That was invented to destroy you in Satan's system. So if you love this life, if you love these things that you are attached to, you will lose your soul. If you love women so much that you just call yourself having multiple wives, but you're a whoremonger, you're going to lose your soul. Because truthfully, you just love having sex with multiple women. But I don't see how a slave can have multiple anything but children and jobs. Those men that had multiple wives were free men. Their concubines, their wives had handmaids. They were taken care of very well. They were living all in the same houses. They was free men. It served the purpose that the Most High used them for. So there's no such thing of today in our time, building our nation. Most High promised that we're going to read through the scriptures that Jacob will be innumerable as the stars of heaven. That's already done. So how you building a nation? That's already built. But really, you love this life and what it provides for you. Sin. See, that's your own lust that we're getting into this lesson. If it's cigarettes, if it's marijuana, you're relying on it to soothe your mood. Mm-hmm. You're not relying on the peace that Christ has only come through him. That's idolatry. You're putting that over the Most High. The Bible says flee from it. Let's get it. Yes.
Question, you may have answered, but I want to get a little more clear. So when he said, he that loveth his life shall lose it. So if the life that I have right now, and I feel as though I'm living righteously, I will lose.
That's not the life. See, to live righteously, you must disown yourself.
Absolutely.
There's no such thing as being selfish and righteous.
God.
There's no such thing as being selfless and righteous.
Okay.
To become righteous, you must mortify the flesh, the old man, destroy the old man, and have grown into Christ, a new creature. Okay. So how do you love that life? That life is representing the life you used to live in sin. Mm-hmm. Okay? Not the new. Because see, that's the work of God's hands. That's his work. That he's working in all his children that are obedient to him, forming a new creature in them to glorify him. Okay? Yes.
Real quick, 2 examples came to my mind dealing with this. So 2 examples for us to look at dealing with this about loving your life versus, loving your life, you lose it, etc. So we preferenced the situation with the rich man that came to the Messiah, and also what came to my mind was Abraham. When the Most High told him to sacrifice his son, he didn't love his son or think about himself pridefully or selfishly. He went to do what the Most High told him to do. You know what I mean? If he loved himself in his life, he wouldn't have followed his commandment. And then the Most High showed him he appreciated what he did. When the rich man came to the Messiah.
Let's stick with Abraham first.
Okay.
Because it's written right with Abraham. He says that Abraham believed that what the Most High promised, he was able to do. Mm-hmm. What did the Most High promise Abraham? Through Isaac, your seed should be called. And I just said when he promised him that through Isaac, that his children will be as the stars of heaven, innumerable. You can't take a census on it. Okay? So if this is my child that you said first, you said it ain't in Ishmael, our this son. You gonna take him? Well, whatever the Most High's plans is, he believed because he knew he had the power to bring him back. He created him. He created Abraham. So he knew, well, that what the Most High promised him, he could do. So he didn't, like he said, he didn't grow attached to his child and, and fight against the Most High. You see what I'm saying? He said, he's yours. Isaac is the Most High's child. Before he's Abraham's child. But whatever he's going to do through this sacrifice, whatever it was, he was able to fulfill the purpose and the promise that he gave him. Right? The man was 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? When he had him. So he made him, produce. He can do something again. We can bring him back again. But like I said, he didn't grow so attached like what's going to happen to a lot of us. When it really goes down, a lot of us can put our children first before the Most High.
Absolutely.
Right? Back to what we spoke about, being out of situations where food is scarce. Remember it says that they'd be behind a tree eating the pig and the mouse. Because their children crying. Their bellies hurt. You think when they was in the wilderness, Moses wasn't hungry? Think Joshua wasn't hungry? But did they murmur? You don't read no such thing. They trusted that the Most High would provide for them. They didn't put their self before the Most High, trusted that he would provide for them. So they didn't love this life. Go ahead.
Yep. So in those two instances,
he said somebody else too.
Oh, in the rich man, So when Christ told him, "Sell your possessions and follow me," it grieved him, and he walked away sad because he couldn't do it. So in both situations, you see where it's an ultimatum. In the situation with Abraham, the Most High is giving him a commandment, and he can either think about himself and not hearken, or he can believe on the Most High and trust in him and do what the Most High say. With the rich man, he could either did what Christ said, or care more about his possessions in his life and not do what Christ said. So you see both choices. You see, you see the hot and the cold. You see both choices right there. So in our lives, we'll be faced with these ultimatums and these decisions. You see what I'm saying? We're tempted and things of that nature. So we have to be able to follow the word and trust in the Most High and do what he say versus what we want ourselves to do. And that's the hating your life to live everlasting versus loving your life and losing your soul. So
Indeed. Back to the rich man. He believed that Yahshua was the Messiah. He been in the scriptures all his life. He believed that he was the one. He knew what was prophesied about the Messiah. Eternal life. The brother turned down eternal life for material possessions. The brother turned down eternal life for material possessions. So a child is what? A material possession. You are what? A material possession. But brother, we must hate this life. We must yearn for the life to come. Okay? Because that's why it said, he that loveth this, his life shall lose it. Because if you love something, you'll fight for it. Fight for it. Would you not fight for what you love, sis? You ain't fight for what you hate. You know what I'm saying? You'll fight for what you love. So you'll fight for this life if you lack the love and trust in the Most High. If to fight me, you'll be doing everything against what he said. You'll be fighting against God himself. Okay? It says, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto eternal life. Christ is real with his words, man. But he that hates his life in this world, not the world to come, hate his life. I have grown to hate my former life. That's what we're saying about sin. I was a sorcerer. poisoning my people, lying to my people, deceiving my people. Okay? Hate that life, bro. Causing pain to my family. Hate that life, bro. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's a horrible thing, bro, to live in the house with a person that don't have trust. Horrible. There's no peace in that. I hated that life, bro. You understand? My wife in Florida right now, she was the disrespect of the word. Man, check it out. You heard me? She be worried about me, I be worried about her. You know what I'm saying? Ain't worried about it. Vice versa. That's trust, that's peace. You see what I'm saying? But in the world, accusations and all kinds of arguments, you know what I'm saying? Probably ain't did nothing, but you like you did something. You know what I'm saying? It's an argument. So I hate that. I hate this world, bro. I'm serious, man. This is me. I can only speak about myself. Okay? Y'all hear me talk about it often. But I'm exhausted with this world, brother. I mean, I pray I'm in the right standing, bro, because I wish the Most High do it right now. Like it's all this war stuff with Iran. Deep down inside, bro, I can't wait until they get it popping. Because I want to prove myself to the Most High. It's easy right now. We're talking about this sin right now, how people are struggling with this sin. It's easy. This is easy work. This is light work right now. We are living in conveniency, man. How is this hard? How is this walk hard? For real. I mean, that's what I don't understand, man. If we're saying this walk is hard, we're calling the Most High a liar. If you really knew him and knew his laws and lived his laws, he said they're not grievous. Abraham was not walking around murmuring how hard it was for him to live righteously. It's easy. If you love the one that created you, and all this you're concerned about is pleasing him, not yourself. It's only challenging. It's only hard when you love you. I'm serious. I mean, I've been saying this forever. How long have I been saying this for? Years. We keep going back to that same place that we get, mentally baptized and trying to resuscitate that old dude or that old woman. Praying that they'd come back. Like, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're trying to bring him back up. Some of us, he never died, or she never died. So it's hard. Because you love you and this life. That's why Most High said, let no man say when he is tempted that you're tempted by God. But even he don't tempt you. You know what I mean? This walk is not hard, man. We have conveniency. We have freedom right now on the Sabbath to have a class. Imagine when the war starts, though. Will we have a class? Because the Bible talks about millions of people dying in the war. A man will desire to see another man in the city and will not. See, we're going to be one-on-one with the Most High. And make our decision, do we trust him or not? If we make our decision that we don't trust in him, then we're going to be with a great company of evil spirits and people. Full of plagues, awaiting death, and eternal torments. Think of that we've been long in our life for this little while because we're eating abominable foods. We're taking this chip, this RFID chip that's about to be mandated. So now we can live in our houses a little bit longer if the war don't get popping like as soon as before this here takes off. We're able to keep our job. So we took this chip, which is against the commandment of the Most High. See, we love our life. We fought for it. We depended on the government. We depended on Satan. So we took this chip because we love this life. Because we lack the trust in the Most High. That's why I say it's easy now, because when you're faced with these situations, do you lose your job? So now all the love of yourself is going to come through these demons in your head. How you going to eat? How you going to feed your baby? First of all, you got it easy. First couple of years, you got a ready-made situation going on. You can feed them this, her or he. No, she get mad. Oh, her. But you can feed them naturally. How you gonna do this? How you gonna do that? See, that's when it's not convenient. We'll be all tried in the furnace of adversity to prove ourselves to the Most High. Then He will provide for us. Remember the days of old. He has never forsaken the righteous. Okay? But let's go. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So we have to take on the mindset of Job.
That's a great one. Sister said we have to take on the mindset of Job. Do everyone familiar with the story of Job? Well, explain yourself, sister.
Because, like he really believed in the Lord. He really believed in it. And what he would do for him, whatever he take away from here, replenish him more. So that's what I would do. This don't mean nothing.
Job was one of many possessions. Okay? And when Satan took everything from him, mind you, Satan took everything from him, not the Most High. No. He said, hey, the Most High gave it. If the Most High, he didn't know who. He wasn't in the meeting with Satan and the Most High. Right? He said, so if the Most High did take it, hey, it was his. Right? It wasn't mine. When I die, I can't take none of this with me. You know what I'm saying? But I would not curse the Most High. Wherever I get coming, so be it. Even death. Great example. That's the mindset we must have. If we don't get no food from the Most High, be at peace with your death. Why? He has given you rest. He will provide an escape. An escape don't always give you what you want. Right? As in the days of Noah. He put many of the righteous men to sleep. He gave them rest for their labors. Okay? That was their escape. Because the judgment, again, is not for the righteous. Let's go. What's this? Oh, there you go.
I was trying to read that question. I'm get 26. Verse 20.
No chip for her. You better not take it. Let's go.
Verse 26. If any man serve me, let him follow me, and where I am, there shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, him will my Father honor.
Let me see what this is talking about. It was a long day.
Yep, I'm going to get 27.
Okay.
Now is my soul troubled. What shall I say? Father.
So, wait. Where we at?
26 again? John 12, 26.
There's some stuff I'm going to bring out there.
Okay, I'll get 26 again.
Okay. Go ahead.
And it reads, if any man serve me, let him follow me.
So, if any man serve me, okay, what does serving mean? To serve someone, you must be obedient, right? Not just professing with your mouths that you love Christ. To serve him, that means you must do what your master say do. Okay? So, let's keep going.
Let him follow me.
Let him follow me. Do as I do. Read.
And where I am, there shall also my servant be.
In his kingdom. Read.
If any man serve me, him will my Father honor.
We talk about giving him the crown of life. Let's go.
Now is my soul troubled.
So Christ said his soul is troubled. See, this temptation. His soul is troubled. Why? Why is Christ's soul troubled right now?
Because we don't believe.
No. He's about to go face death. Right? So, in our time, think our soul's not going to be troubled? Although Christ knew he came to earth to die, remember, he learned obedience of suffering. Right? Death is an unnatural thing. no man wants to die. Okay? His soul is troubled. So he's saying if his soul is troubled, our souls will be troubled too. But then he says what?
Now is my soul troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour.
So that's what we're talking about. Check it out. So my soul is troubled. So what should I say? Father, save me from this hour? What did he say next?
But for this cause came I unto this hour.
For this cause came he to this hour. So let's relate that to us. Right? What cause do we all have? Who? I'm your father.
Make it to the kingdom.
Make it to the kingdom. Christ came for who?
For sinners.
For sinners. Those who did not know him or serve him. So once you heard the word, you're called to a purpose. To serve him. So whatever we must go through in our service to him, should we not take it?
Come on.
Are we not in debt to him? Because for this we are called. Well, Christ died for us. Many apostles and disciples died for the cause. So should we? When we're going through something, should we go to the Father and tell him to save us from this situation? I think before you say that, brother. What are you saying? Because I didn't ask the question and thoroughly explaining what I was saying. That's what I think before you answer your question. Answer the question.
Ask your question then.
Okay, check it out. How often have y'all heard me say that? Again, I would like to give an opportunity, if most I will, to prove myself to him. So if I'm ever facing a situation where the government is offering me relief from the plagues that has entered into the earth, and to eat swine, or to take a chip, or take death, should I pray to the Most High and tell him to save me from this situation? Or should I die faithfully?
In that situation, die faithfully.
Right. That's kind of the same situation that Christ is saying. Because disciples don't want him to leave. Nor really, he's attached to his disciples. He loves them. Think about it. He's a man. He loves them. He's their protector. He loves them. Really, he don't want to go, but he know he gotta go. Because he loves them so much, he feel, well, maybe they ain't ready yet. No, another 5 years, maybe they get it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not the same people right now that we read about in the New Testament. That's 94 years later, they have matured and become perfect in Christ. Okay? So should he ask the Most High to prevent the will of the Most High? No. Okay? If we're battling with what we said earlier, demonic possession, should we pray to the Most High and ask him to, save us from these evil spirits? Yes, brother.
You speak to me.
The client, I'm looking at you.
I want to look at the Bible, I'll read this book.
Okay.
But yeah, if that.
Remember, the title is When Sin Approaches, Entreat the Most High. Okay? When sin approaches, not the will of the Most High. Right? We've read many stories of our foreparents who died righteously. They didn't ask the Most High to save them from that hour. They looked forward to it. Because they knowing that they did this, they would glorify the Most High. See the difference? But we're struggling with our own situation, like Sister asked about fasting. You know what I'm saying? We have to go to the Most High and ask him to protect us, to save us. But that's not the same situation that Christ is in. Okay? So Christ is not saying, he said, I'm not here to, he's here to do the will of the Most High, not to prevent it. In a nutshell. Okay? Let's go.
Next precept, Matthew chapter 10, verse 22 through 26.
All what we just read is temptation. Those are temptations that Christ was dealing with. but he put the Most High's will over his own. Right? Like right now. Personally, I don't feel y'all ready to lead the class. So if something happened to me, I would ask the Most High, to prevent it. But if this is his will, it's his will. Because he can raise any one of y'all up.
Absolutely.
Because he can install way more in this brother or you than he ever gave me. This is installed like a computer, boom. For example, Joseph, right? He was in the dungeon, right? Knowing that the next day, see, back then, in that Pharaoh of that time, as many languages as you spoke, that's how many steps you can go up into the king. You see what I'm saying? So, if you couldn't, you get killed. If you couldn't fulfill what they asked you, then you get killed, because he's supposed to come to him and present knowledge to the king. Okay? That no one else could. That night, the Most High sent the angel to him, installed all these languages to him. I don't know how many languages, but I forgot what it was, but all these languages. So Joseph walked all the way to the king. Right? In Moses' time, there were brothers who didn't know nothing about no gold and silver working. All of a sudden, boom, there was the coldest in the world at it. And they built the tabernacles and the Ark of the Covenant, all that stuff. Most High, he created you. He can install whatever he wanted to install in the church. Right. So if it came down to it, if I knew it was the Most High's will, then I would prevent it. But that's not this course of life right now. Christ has already done that. Now we all have to suffer the things that we will suffer as a servant of Christ. Remember, a servant is not greater than his master. But it's a good thing that a servant become as his Lord. That means we go through the things and do as our Lord did, knowing that, as we'll read the scriptures in a little while, that we are of his household. So if the owner suffers, how much more is his household suffer? You see what I'm saying? For example, in back biblical time, if they came and killed the king, did they not search for his children?
Yeah.
Okay, so the children suffer, the household suffer what the house owner suffer, right?
Correct.
And the same thing as Christ is the house owner. But let's go. Where we at?
Matthew
15?
10, 22 through 26. It was a story from the Old Testament that came to my mind when you were saying that, but I had to look it up later.
Okay.
It was like fitting, like extremely fitting. I can't remember. I don't think it was Samuel, but it was a priest, and he had like there was somebody under him, and before he died,
His two sons that was wicked.
No. I forgot exactly who it was, but they didn't want him to go pretty much. And he's like, it's pretty much my time. He was like, I pray that the Most High still like your level of faith or your not something like that. They still it in me. Then as when he died, the Most High Spirit did well with the one who was next. I can't remember who it was.
Was it Joshua?
It might have been.
Moses?
Joshua?
Joshua?
I don't think so. It was another. It was another story. We'll find it.
Okay.
But it was on the exact same page.
Okay.
Yup, exactly. Khan, yup.
Yep, exactly.
Yup, Elijah and Elisha.
Yep. Sister, been reading on that, girl. Go ahead.
Good God. All praise.
Go ahead. See, that's what it's about.
Uh-huh.
How would she know if she don't read?
Mm-hmm.
My sister. Let me, girl. Let's go.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
Now, when it says for his name's sake, again, what is that talking about? For his name's sake, go ahead.
I'll say I ain't here because I kept on.
He said, you should be hated by all men, not just the Gentiles, but especially your own brethren. Okay? For his name's sake. When it says name's sake, what that's talking about for you for doing the things that he did, following after him. Mm-hmm. Why was he hated? For how he operated. For serving the God that he served. So it's not just because his name is Yasha, that we say his name is Yasha, or whatever they call him out here. That's not why you suffer. It's because you're functioning, operating as he functioned and operated. Okay? Read.
But he that endured to the end shall be saved.
He that endured to the end, the same should be saved. So Ain't no people around here walking around here saved. Because the end has not come yet.
But when they persecute you in the city, flee ye into another. For verily or truly I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come.
And that's important. A lot of people think they're going back home right now. Okay? Messiah says that we should not cross what? It says we should not, ye should not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. So he's going to lead us home. Okay? So you can go to Israel right now if you want to. That's your prerogative. But Messiah is leading a certain group of people back home. Okay? When he comes. Now, if you want to go, go. I'm not knocking what you do. But this time period and the period that he's talking about is different. Because when you go there, this is this life, this world. When he comes, that's a whole different situation. Okay? Let's go.
Verse 24. The disciple is not above his master,
The disciple is not above his master,
nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master.
and that's what I was saying earlier, my brother. It's enough for the servant to be as his master. So, where we have suffered in Christ, the Bible says take it joyfully, cheerfully. Right? Because the same demons that attacked him are attacking his servants. For the same reason. Representing the Most High, proclaiming his name, and teaching his truth. Okay? Which is contrary to what they desire. They desire all men to be destroyed with them. In this short period of time, they are at work trying to destroy the whole world. They're doing a great job at it. Read.
Salakia, family, I think I missed verse 24. It reads, the disciple is not above his master.
Yes, we read.
Oh, I got that? Oh, Salakia, okay. Nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of his household?
So this is all temptations. Let's like us in this truth. Right? When you teach the truth, they call the author of our faith Satan. So he was full of the devils. It was Satan that was giving him the authority and the power to do the things that he was doing. How much would he call us and do to us? Like seriously, when you was Christians, they didn't call you Satan. They had no sweat. They had no strife with you. Now, you're trying to live for Christ's sake, follow Christ. Everybody got something to say. That's just temptation. That's another level of temptation. Another kind of temptation. That has caused many of our brothers and sisters to err and fall off. Because they chose a material possession over the Most High. They chose their families over the Most High. Some brothers chose their wives over the Most High. Some wives chose their husbands. I got a partner who loved coming to class, but it ain't what his wife liked. I said, brother, this comes. I hope he's watching too. He know I'm talking about when I say this. This comes for this a month. This comes to 4 classes. You don't like it, then don't come back. But he didn't want no conflict with his wife. He and wife came a long time ago back when we was at Levi's house. But we were calling on Jesus and hooping and hollering and laying on the hands. You know, he ain't came back. See, we read the thing, we see what they really are. These are temptations. These are snares that Satan uses to divide God's people. Do y'all get that? So let's not just read it in this. Look into it. Like, what is it really saying? Mm-hmm. Look how these temptations operate amongst God's people. So they call him Beelzebub. What think your family gonna say about you? You the cult. You follow anything that I say. You know what I'm saying? You know, brainwashed. You know, I hope you're brainwashed from that filth that you've been having your whole life. Hope that thing, you know, Mr. Clean looking clean now. You know what I'm saying? But let's go.
Verse 26. Fear them not, therefore.
Do what?
Fear them not.
So who is Christ really talking about? Fear them not, therefore.
Our loved ones.
The demons that's possessed.
Go ahead, girl.
Spirits of sin will come.
Because remember, we wrestle, it's coming, the scripture's coming, we wrestle not with flesh and blood. It's all these temptations are spiritual attacks. Fear them not. Who did the demons use, since he brought it up, in Job's case? Was it really Job's wife, or was she possessed at the time? Was it really Job's friends, or were they possessed being used as vessels and tools at the time?
Come.
So when it's our family, is it really our family?
Allah.
So again, as we know this, we see how much easier it is to not hold any bitterness towards our family members,
Come.
towards our friends, when we know it's really not them. See? Forgive them not, Father. They know not what they do.
Forgive them, Father. You said forgive them not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Forgive them not. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Is what we should be saying. They know not what's in them at this moment.
Come.
We're going to get to Eve in a minute. In the book of Eve, Adam and Eve said that when she came to her husband, Satan came out of her mouth. She don't know what she said. But Satan came out. We're going to prove all this in a minute, just through the scriptures. But all these things are temptations trying to get us to sin. This way here, right? If you should be hated, many people love to be liked. That's why many people are on social media, you know, spread these little memes, right? Memes and stuff like that's the ministry. Because people like it. So if you spread this stuff, people think you get a little knowledge, so they like it. Now you feel special about yourself. So that's your ministry. Or you every day you have a comment, you know, you're saying something about the Most High. This. Like seriously, it's a brother. No, I kind of like the eye. He put something on their day and hope he watching. So people are spreading that the earth is flat and it's a lie of confusion. Brother, that's your opinion. Like it's our opinion. You know what I'm saying? Elder Ricard said the earth is round, so you say that. But again, I just asked him a question. If the earth is round, how do we send the sun and moon at the same time? Now, this is not a doctrine. This is not the ministry. Like, once us respond to him, this got nothing to do with our salvation. So let it be what it is. But don't say somebody's lying because you can't prove it. But these are things that people will use to divide people. So every day, saying that people, I'm not saying that the brother is possessed with demons, so you watch brother, I'm not saying he's possessed with demons. But, you know, but every day people are putting little scriptures and little comments, dividing God's people. People that once with a body that fell to the lure of it. Now they no longer in the church. They're following these nobodies who you don't even, I'm not saying nobody like you're nothing because you're the Most High's children. But you're not even with a church. So now the brothers and sisters have left churches to follow somebody they don't even know, can't even touch. Way out in California, way out there in Alaska somewhere. You know, but you follow what they put in the inboxes. That's the gospel. So these are all temptations. So, let's go.
Fear them not, therefore.
But fear them not.
For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known.
Nothing. The Most High was searching the reins of all his people. The inner thoughts, the inner motivations of why we're doing the things that we do. Y'all understand that? So in this ministry, for example, for those brothers and sisters who used to come to class, I hope y'all watching. Did you really love the Most High? Or did you really love his people? Or was all that fake? Or have you been overcome by demons? Because people, like seriously, like, I'm gonna get this for a second. Our church is not unique to the serpents of the body. But how can you be amongst people who never done nothing to you but love you, and you profess to love them back? Now all of a sudden you want to return their phone calls. We're reading about it right now. The demons have convinced you and filled your head with lies. Because truthfully, if you're outside the body saying you're keeping the commandments, how you can keep the commandments and you haven't gone to none of these brothers and sisters which are art? If you think thought they had an art with you, you haven't gone to this sister and said nothing to her. This brother, that sister, this brother, exclude me. Because this church is just not about Elder Ma'ad. These are your brothers and sisters. But these demons have taken you away from the pack. They have convinced you that you're okay on your own. Temptations. Now you're sinning and you don't even know that you're sinning. Let's get it.
Next precept, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12 and 13. And it reads, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities."
That's what I'm saying. We wrestle not with flesh and blood. So who has convinced you? Seriously. But now it's talking about something different. We wrestle not with flesh. We're talking about that, but it's talking about another structure of temptations. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but against who?
Principalities.
Principalities. What is that? Governments, organizations that set up. They used to call it back in the day institutional racism, right? But it's the authorities in high places, physically. So now we have institutions that are designed to control and mislead God's people. The whole system is up against us. Everything in this world, in this structure, this construct, is designed against God's people. But they have a head. The rulers of this world have a head. Heads. Read.
Against powers.
Against powers.
Against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
Against the rulers of darkness in this world. Who are they? It ain't Donald Trump. Okay? He's not the ruler of darkness. It ain't the Catholics. It's their gods. It's the God of Donald Trump. It's the God of the Catholics. It's the God of Christianity. It's the God of Islam. It's the God. These are principalities. They're just vessels, little chess pawns that just get moved by the true rulers, which are against spiritual wickedness in high places. See, at the top of this thing is spirits that are wicked. It's their system. The Most High said Satan is the God of this world. So if he's the God of this world, he is the chief of all principalities and powers. It's his construct. See? And his servants serve him well. Feel the will of him. So this is what we're fighting with. Read.
Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God.
How do we defend this? Take on the whole armor of God. So is this saying we can do this by ourselves? It says it shows who we fight with. So where does it say that we can do this by ourselves? Is there anyone in the Bible where it says we can defend ourselves against these demonic attacks by ourselves? That's your knowledge? That's mine either. Wherefore is to take up the whole armor of the Most High. It didn't say put on some steel-toe boots, the helmet. It said your whole body must be covered in armor. Why? Because the adversaries walk about seeking like a lion to devour you. So if y'all watch the Discovery Channel, y'all know I talk about this all the time. Watch the lion. The lion is there sitting this people the whole time. The male like he back there laying on his back sleep. That dude sleep 20 hours a day. Right? That's crazy. So the lions, they just sitting there plotting, watching, waiting for a weakness. Right? And that's what these demons do. They waiting for a weakness. Y'all have a good day. They can't stand that. You know what I mean? They especially love to attack marriages. Those that are in a bond and covenant with the Most High. Right? Have a great day. You know? He said, we can have peace, you can't have it either. Here they come. See, so immediately when we feel these attacks, what should we do? What's the title?
Right.
When you feel the attack, recognize whenever that, because you can feel it. No, your mood change. You know what I'm saying? That mood change is interest. It's when a demon interests you. Okay? When a demon interests you. So now you're not feeling like you was feeling before because the demon wasn't in you. Now they're in you, they have influence. So immediately go to the Most High. See? Let's get it.
Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day.
That you may be able to stand in the evil day. So this is why we said, entreat the Most High. How else can you defend these demons? Ain't none of us strong enough to defend ourselves against the least of the fallen angels. Not one of us. But they will convince us that we are. They have convinced many brothers and sisters that they are strong enough to do this on their own. For those who are members of the church in any church, ask yourself, y'all know how I am, so I'm gonna tell it. Okay? Nobody in the church got no issues with y'all. None of us. So if you think one of us got an issue with you, first of all, call that brother or that sister. That's keeping the commandment. But don't let your feelings stop you from coming to church. Because you have fell into the snare. Like we said last week, you have fell into the spider web. And deep down inside, I know you know what I'm saying is real. So cut it out and come back to class. Okay?
And having done all to stand.
And having done all to stand, we must again do everything the Most High say. What does he say about reading? He says, meditate on his word day and night. Christ says, pray. He said, what? Pray. Christ says, pray without ceasing. See?
Pray without ceasing.
Ceasing. Stop it.
Ceasing, okay.
I know I can't talk good, but you know. So, stay this word. Pray. Do the things that we read. This is how we defend ourselves. Again, if you don't have the knowledge of this law, what voice are you hearing? Like seriously, thou shalt not fornicate. We talked about fornicating earlier. You know fornication is wrong. So when somebody comes in your mind, it's thou shalt not fornicate. If you never read that, how would you know thou shalt not fornicate? Mm-hmm. See? When the example, we talk about so-called offenses. I said, immediately when your mood change, do the things that you just learned today. That's doing all things so you can stand. Immediately. Because what happens when a demon get into one of us and we say maybe to say something that we like the wrong way. But guess what's really happening? Let's say that we can see these spirits. Mm-hmm. What do you think these spirits are doing at the time that we're arguing? They laughing like we have. just laugh, clapping, high fiving, you know what I'm saying? But seriously though, they came as a team. Mm-hmm. One guy to you, one guy to you.
Add charcoal.
You know what I'm saying? God. Now they just playing around with each other, but deep down inside we got these hateful feelings going on. Right. But they playing. They having fun. They have fun doing this. They talking to each other, like, seriously. Like, let's say, example, I say, bro, watch this. You know what I'm saying? Then I go mess with Keon. That's what they're doing. Like, bro, watch this. Let's get them. They won't see it coming. But that's so that's how we gotta really see it. How we can't see it, but that's really what it is. Mm-hmm. I know he didn't say this to me like that. You know what I'm saying? So who is that?
Some demon.
Mm-hmm. Right? Now check out that response. And, you know, like, prime example, my brother-in-law. I know I talk about him all the time. He just left. With my mama house playing spades a couple days ago. All day I tried to control the situation for him not to get into a debate with nobody from the church. Because I said he don't have the spirit of reasoning. He has no spirit of debate. No. So that night I was not trying to even talk to my brother. It was a Jamaican brother that was there watching us play spades. My brother-in-law went to the bathroom. So my brother-in-law gave him some Jamaican music to listen to. And I'm very familiar with Jamaican because I've been dealing with Jamaicans over 25 years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, brother, do you know who you are? He's not. I said, you're Benjamite. You know this? I got explained to him what Benjamite was, that kind of stuff. And so my brother-in-law came back in, and my dude asked a question, so who the Gentiles? So I go to my brother, because we just lost in the hand of spades, so I was getting up and go to the living room anyway. So I touched my brother on the shoulder. I said, brother, I know you don't believe this. I said, but brother, Gentiles are not Israelites. Immediately, they jumped in, and they was already there. So my brother-in-law trying to argue with me about what a Gentile is. Like a Gentile know what a Gentile is. He's the only person in the world that think that Gentiles are these people that Most High gave this one island to. They're a nation. That's it. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Anyway, so my brother-in-law got, kind of rowdy. And so I just took my brother on the shoulder. I said, brother. And walked in the living room. He said, had evil spirits, but I didn't know. I never showed no spirit of evilness. It was him. So let the actions of the demons manifest themselves. Let the spirit of Christ manifest itself. Oh. You know what I'm saying? My mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, I'm not. And brother, I don't have the spirit of debate anymore. You know what I'm saying? I just said, I looked at him. Like, seriously, I can go through this Bible and destroy you. I've been doing it for 5 years with he don't even have a doctor. He's believing something every 2 weeks when the wind blows. Right? But I can prove what a Gentile is. I've done it before, but he still don't believe it. So I just said, brother, and walked aside out. Then 5 minutes later, he came and gave me a hug, an apologetic hug. You see what I'm saying? I didn't have to give a hug because I didn't do nothing wrong. But see, his conscience bear record. He was wrong. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. See, that could be if I was, about myself. Or it's going to prove anybody wrong. You know what I'm saying? We get to a heated argument. And what profit would that have done for the people who may be trying to learn the truth? My mother-in-law is coming to class. If I was my mother-in-law knew me from the world 15 years. So that's a testimony in itself. Because I always had something to say back. Am I lying, Mom? You know what I mean? But now she's seeing the difference between the spirit of her son-in-law and the spirit of her son who professed to be Israelite. See, it's a testimony to shame the devil and make the Most High happy. See? But just recognizing at the moment, like, it ain't a, no, I told my wife, I said, babe, I understand that I'm under constant surveillance by these angels. So I'm not going to do that to displease the Most High. Get it? So that was, they're trying to lure me in because we had a couple drinks. You know, but don't let drinks be your reason for sinning. You see what I'm saying? Control yourself. Be temperate. Always be in self-control. Okay? Because they always trying to find any little thing, it's like shooting dice. They try anything. You know, some work, they got you. That work, they're going to keep on trying this, they're going to try that, they're going to try this, until they get you. That's why Most High said, put on the complete armor of him. So they cannot penetrate in no little creek of crevice. Okay? Because if it's not complete, it's complete, there's no crack. There's no little hole, in like with the Game of Thrones, when the little chick stabbed the dude, in the chest. He had the armor on, but he had a crack. It was a crease right here. Right in the heart. Boom. Got it. That's what they try to do to us. Okay? But you cannot put on the complete armor if you don't eat this robe. If you don't pray. You don't depend on him. You don't trust him. You don't rely on him. Okay? Let's go.
Next precept, Matthew chapter 15, verse 18 through 19. When everyone's there.
Matthew's what?
Chapter 15, verse 18 through 19.
Let's go.
And it reads, but those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man.
So the things that come from her, the lust. What is the lust dwell? For those who understand the heart is synonymous with the brain. Okay? So your lusts are in your heart. Okay? Oh, if you're Christians, who may be reading this, but I'm going to read the whole thing, but I encourage you to read this chapter. This is one of the chapters where your pastor tell you, not all your pastors, but a lot of your pastors tell you that it's okay to eat unclean foods. So it says, it says it's not what goes into man that defiles a man, but what comes out. So I'm just going to stop for a second and go down to verse 20, because this is what Christ tells you what he's talking about. It says, these are the things which defile a man, but to eat with unwashed hands defile not a man. So he wasn't telling you you can eat pig, okay, catfish, lobster and stuff. So your pastor is erring because you haven't read this whole chapter. So it says, see, it shows right here where it says not what goes into a man's mouth, but what comes out of his mouth. It's what's in the heart. And so, but no, it's Christ. The question that they asked Christ was, why does his disciples break the traditions of the elders by eating with unwashed hands? So Christ telling them, you were about people eating with dirty hands. Dirty hands ain't never killed nobody. But what's in your heart? Kill millions, billions. Okay? That's what Christ is talking about. The lust. Right? Let's go.
Verse 19. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts.
Out of the heart, like I said, it's synonymous with the brain. Come evil thoughts. Do the Most High give us evil thoughts?
No.
Are you born with evil thoughts? Well, where do they come from? Something evil. So there's a conversation that constantly goes on with us from evil spirits. Read.
For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witness, blasphemies.
So these are the spirits that are trying to convince us to commit these sins. Mm-hmm. We said earlier, the demons playing around with us, right? It could be. It could start out having a great party, like in the world, have a great party, right? So, you know, somebody said something or did something to somebody that wasn't really that heavy. But now the spirit got to him, get this person so angry, they killed the person. It started with the evil thoughts, the murders. See what I'm saying? You wake up in the morning and say murder on my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so like it just came to my mind. You know, it's crazy. You know, it's a young rapper who got a song called "Murder on My Mind." Now. That's like, yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
You know, but
So evil thoughts, adulteries, right? I swear, sometimes I mean, like they control these people for real. You know, you can go to Walmart. You know, all of a sudden, you know, Satan put it right in front of you. You know, somebody you might like in high school or something. You know what I'm saying? They've been out of town for 20 years. You know, but they put the thoughts, some evil thoughts into your mind to prevent these sins. To promote these sins. Right? Thefts. You know what I'm saying?
thou shalt not covet.
Thou shalt not
See
covet.
something you want.
But it's these spirits that convince us if we allow them to. False witnesses, blasphemies, lies. That's what Most High said. Be careful about how you speak about him. Right? The wages of sin is death. Blasphemy against the Most High is death. That's why I say it's dangerous for these brothers and sisters to be on these social media things, you know, spreading their opinion about the Most High. But they don't understand it. They think that they have liberty to spread their opinion. You know? But hey, let each man be persuaded his own mind. You know? Every work should be, should come into judgment. But let's get it.
Next precept, Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9 and 10.
So out of the heart, right, comes these things. Yeah. You know, in the world, I think it's their favorite song. God knows my heart. Let's make a song. I'm making a song about that. God loves my heart. God knows my heart. Right? So what did Christ say about the heart? Out of the heart comes evil thoughts, murders, thefts, adulteries, false witnesses, blasphemies, and so on and so on, etc., etc. So is the Most High not showing that He knows the heart? So what is someone saying when they say God knows my heart?
You know that they're capable of doing these things.
But let's put ourselves in, since you use in the world. Well, I'm saying, but I never said God knows my heart. I was never one of those. You know what I'm saying? Were you one of those who say God knows my heart, sister? Well, what did you mean by that?
I guess he knows what I'm going to do before I even did it.
And listen to that.
I would think he's an all-knowing God, so he knows.
Well, Christianity did the number, didn't it? She said that she thought that God knew what she was going to do before she even did it. He's an all-knowing God. And what else? So basically, they gave you an excuse to sin? But I'm saying, when people say God knows my heart, what they're saying, to me, it's my opinion. God knows my heart, so He knows I didn't mean it.
Right. Yeah, I think.
You know what I'm saying? He know I didn't mean it. I just ain't no man perfect but Christ. So God knows my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like my God ain't going to destroy me because He know my heart. Like He know that I didn't really right. Christ didn't say that. Right? So let's read Jeremiah 17, verse 9 through 10. And let's see what the Most High say about people's heart. It says, the heart is deceitful above all things. So when you say the Most High knows your heart, the Most High is telling you it's deceitful above all things. See, again, the heart is synonymous with the brain, with the mind. Okay? It's not what science has taught us. Okay? And check this out. It's desperately wicked. Let's get that. It's Jeremiah 17:9, right?
Come.
To be frail, feeble, desperate, desperately wicked, incurable, sick, woeful. Right? So, not only is the heart deceitful, the mind is sick. But that don't give you an excuse. Because the scripture says, create in me a new heart. Showing that the heart is just not this muscle that science and doctors have taught us. So to create us a new heart, that means create us a new way of thinking. But how we think right now is sick, feeble, woeful. See? Evil. It's called having a stony heart. What's a stony heart? The stony heart is when the first thought that comes to your mind is wicked. Right? Seriously. Who in here can admit this? If you say something different from what I'm about to say, you're lying. Okay? Whenever a situation occurred to us, okay, let's say I called you, brother, right? You didn't call me back. First time, I'm going to say, yeah, he probably thinks such. You know what I'm saying? He probably called me back because such. You know what I mean? The first thought that comes to our mind is evil.
Absolutely.
Is it not?
Absolutely.
Is there anyone here who can contest that? Don't you even try and be right, because it's well. No, seriously, just think about it though. Well,
I don't know. I have to think about it because that wasn't the first thing that came to my mind. I mean, not in all situations.
yeah, but in situations
right.
when it's pertaining to you, like let's say for example, I'm using myself, okay. Azariah, true story. A couple days ago, fellas we all at the house watching the basketball game. Here you go. I'll show you how my stony heart works. Okay? I put it in the group chat. Okay? Let's be honest. Y'all know how I'm cut. It's 2 o'clock, right? When I put it in the group chat?
Yeah, about 2.
The game come on at 9. What, 8 o'clock?
No.
9, no. 7:30, 8 o'clock?
9:30.
No, I'm talking when I called this brother.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So he like, oh yeah, man. I said, bro, it's in the group chat. Oh, my phone was off, man. It's about 7:30. I'm like, really, bro? You know what I'm saying? But I'm assuming he lying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right? So, okay. Then he put it up in the chat, he ain't got no ride. I'm like, bro, stop playing. You know we're gonna get you now. So I'm going with it. I'm keep on going higher than back then. So, but this is the stony heart.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that the brother just don't want to chill with the brothers because he want to sit home and beeping his fan and So, but that's how stony hearts work. I immediately assumed the worst. When I could have been dead wrong. Could have been dead wrong. You know what I'm saying?
You think what I'm talking involved? No, there's literally no bill paid off. I was trying to creep up the money.
Okay.
So when I got the money, I came on. I ain't even see no group text.
You still came on the house with the brother though.
Yeah, well, I didn't think of
Yeah.
brother.
Like seriously, for example, bro, I text you. Brother, I'm gonna get on you in a minute. But anyway, it's always a blessing. Like I said, it's a blessing when the brother get together in unity. Because you never know what Most High Spirit is going to bring out. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, let's say this is a whole different situation. Let's say Pentecost. If some of the brethren say, you know what? I'm gonna say I'm gonna read. They would have missed out on the gift of the Holy Spirit. You see what I'm saying? But you never know when we're together, or why we're really together. So whenever the brethren can get together, we must get together. Sisters, whenever y'all get together, you must get together. Okay? So you can read your yes.
Oh, you can finish first.
No, go ahead.
No, I'll just go back to the original point. I think it depends on like what your weak points are. I don't think like every thought.
No, not every thought. I'm not saying that. But when it comes to your weak point, because that's when they get you. Because it's time when people call you don't see no words. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, whenever it's go ahead.
It's like it can be something simple as why, like you think somebody's saying something to you, like in a basic conversation about anything. It could be like any situation, like you saying this to me because of this, and like you mad about it. If you talk to the person, they be like, no, this is what I'm saying, but you can take it a certain way with anything. That's what it's saying, and that's what we all do that. That's all that he's saying. We all definitely do that.
Oh,
you know
man,
what I'm saying? We all do that.
But
No, none of us not do that. That's fact.
Yeah, I'm not saying that because somebody call you assume the worst, but it's a
not
lot of
just
situations
call, right.
where we always assume the negative part.
Right.
We don't always think about the positive, like make 1,000 excuses for it. We don't always do that.
Right.
All of us on this earth. There's times where we do make excuses. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, if you was able to weigh it up, the negative outweighs the positive.
I mean, because you just brought up a point earlier about how prior to the truth, like, you know, how King David had time and you've been doing something where she was doing something where now there's peace. So the truth does eliminate a lot of that stuff. But like you said, I think it's still based on, you know, things that really get to you, because it don't bother certain people when somebody says something, you know, and others, you know, that really does bother them. Like you was talking about Tony, you let me know that you don't like it when people don't answer your phone calls and stuff like that.
You start coming back then. I call you, you don't call me back.
Yeah, in that case, come back. But yeah. So.
But you're saying is accurate because it depends on the individual. But all in all, wherever it is, in that individual, that's how we normally operate. We have a starting heart from Adam. You know what I'm saying? So we don't always, you know, have like this child mentality where everybody's innocent.
Right.
We're innocent. You know what I'm saying? We always assuming something. You know what I'm saying? Cause I know I was a king at assuming stuff, be dead wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I know.
That's right. So it still is.
But I tell you what, when the game come on again? Tomorrow? Well, we watch the game again. Come over to the house. I'll tell you right now, your phone, and you don't need no phone. I'll tell you face to face.
Now take this in consideration. I really don't care about them games.
We don't either.
We was vibing and we was talking, going on stuff. It wasn't just
You think we, bro? We don't.
We probably looked at
We don't care about no basketball game, bro.
Now, take this. Now, when is the last time y'all had something I missed? Now you gotta look at the brothers normally here. So you just went all the way. Oh, he lying. No, bro. I'm the first one there. Come on with it.
Come on with it.
Come on with it.
Okay. So let's
Come on. Give me some credit now.
I ain't give no credit. Look, the thing is, you just gave your honest opinion about the occasion.
Right.
How long you been with me for? About 4 years now?
About that.
How many basketball games have you heard me talk about?
None that I can think of.
Because I don't even know what's even going on in the sports world.
Right.
So when I invite y'all over, I think I really invited y'all over to watch the basketball game.
Bro, I don't know what you
just
Do you care about the basketball game? He probably know who's even playing.
I didn't know they was playing that night. I knew who was playing.
Okay,
though.
you better.
Yeah.
I thought that.
I didn't know when they was playing. I saw your text. I'm like, okay, for sure.
Let's get together.
Yeah.
Did we have a good time? Good time? Yeah, good time? It's good to be together, bro.
I know it was.
Well, don't you know how you feel about the basketball game? Because we over there.
I didn't go to sleep until like 12. When I sat down, I said, man, I've been cool. But and my car pulled up, I'm like, I missed the game because of you.
Oh, you missed the game because you didn't want to come.
y'all was enjoying it, so hey, come pick me up now too. Cause then y'all been taking me home probably about 11. So
That would have been fine.
Yeah,
I ain't drive the truck. I started the woo, but I was in the red car.
Wait. You finished?
Into what?
What are the excuses?
Yeah, I finished. Bro, I finished one whole book in a day and a half. I mean, a day. I was like, whoa, that was pretty cool. I was into my book, man. I'm sorry. That night I was into the book. I felt good. I was on the high.
We talked about a little while ago how they try to justify themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Because you done put me out there, like, bro, let's go. Come on.
Next game, come out the house and bring some wine. Not just something that he brought.
I didn't bring that. I did.
Did he bring your son? Bring that Kool-Aid?
Yeah, let's
Anyway, we live, y'all. True, we live. Let's go. We live. Let's go. Family business.
Hey, it's family. This is real. It's all G with it.
Let's go.
It's all G. Transparent. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Jeremiah 17, verse 10. I, Ahayah, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings.
So according to the fruit of his doings. So Most High, you can't fool him. We can't fool Most High. He'll get every man according to the fruit of his doings. We learned this last week about the fruit of our doings. So if the fruit of our doings is righteous, we get a righteous man reward. The fruit of our doings leading to death, we get a wicked man reward. Okay? Let's go.
Next precept, the book of Romans, chapter 6, 19 through 21.
Romans 19. Oh, 6.
Oh, Salaki.
No, you
Oh, okay, yeah. Romans chapter 6, verse 19 through 21.
So dealing with the heart, okay, and the fruit of it. For all you God knows my heart, sirs, people. Okay? Let's go. So the Most High said that he understands your inner motives of why you do stuff. But that don't excuse you. Okay? Let's go.
And it reads, I speak after the manner of men, because of the infirmity of your flesh.
Because the infirmity of your flesh, okay? Get it?
For as ye have yielded your
The sickness of your heart, as we talked about. Read.
For as ye have yielded your members servants to uncleanness, and to iniquity unto iniquity.
So again, we said last week, to yield yourself means to submit to. Right? Because God knows your heart. You know, he loves the sinner but hates the sin, as y'all say. He excused you to commit sin on top of sin. Huh? That ain't what the book say. Let's get it.
Even so now yield your members servants to righteousness unto holiness.
So submit yourself to righteousness and holiness, which means the word of God, the ways of the Most High, the law, statutes, and his commandments. Okay? So, therefore, as I said a little while ago, when the Most High judge you, your fruit will be into righteousness, not into the wickedness that it once was. So there has to be a conversion. See? Read.
Verse 20. For when ye were the servants of sin, ye were free from righteousness. What fruit had ye then in those things whereof ye are now ashamed? For the end of those things is death.
So again, this be honest with my people who believe the excuse that God knows their heart. The end of the fruit of your doings is death. So it's time for us to correct our heart. Correct our mindset. Put off the evil doings the wickedness that you've been doing all your life. Learn to do holiness, righteousness, things that are approved and commanded by the Most High God. So therefore, you will enter into his kingdom. If you don't change your mindset and put down the old person, learn to become the new person that's acceptable to him, you will not enter into his kingdom. Okay? Let's go.
Next precept, Genesis chapter 6, verse 5.
Now, show you that the heart and the mind is synonymous. Let's go.
And it reads, And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart,
Of his who?
of his heart,
Of his brain.
come.
See, every imagination of the heart and the brain are synonymous. They work together. How is the Most High created it? No man knows. But the Most High says through his book that they are. So he's saying that every imagination of man is evil. And again, for those who say God loves their heart and will not destroy him, this is during Noah's time. Guess what he did? He destroyed the whole world. The whole world. And preserved 8 persons whose heart was right with the Most High. As an example, what he's going to do to this world. See, there's no excuses to sin. Every imagination that you have is wicked outside the Most High law, statutes, commandments. So if you're going to a church not teaching the law, statutes, commandments, and the testimony of Christ, telling you that the law is done away with, those are evil thoughts, evil instructions that only leads to death. Right?
And that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Continually. See? Bible tells us not to lean on our own understanding. Why? Because of what we just read. We think we know what's right, but we don't. Without the instruction giver, we have false instructions. Next precept.
Genesis chapter 8, verse 21. And it reads, And Ahayah smelled a sweet savor, and Ahayah said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground anymore for man's sake.
Now Noah is making a sacrifice, atoning for the earth and for his children himself, his household. Sweet smelling Savior. Right? You ready?
For the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth.
From when?
From his youth.
See, these kids bad for a reason. The demons start with the youths. See, from youth, these kids are wicked. And then you grow to be more wickeder. Read?
Neither will I again smite any more everything living as I have done.
Next precept.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 26. Count when everyone's there.
So that's one of the greatest snares, ideologies that Satan and these demons use against the people. Is that they have the ability, that they have the right to decide for themselves how to live. And to trust in what they think, how they feel. That's one of the greatest doctrines of all time. that you can lean on your own understanding. It's all about how you feel. Okay? Read.
And it reads, he that trusteth in his own heart is a fool.
Read that again.
He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool.
He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool. See how the Bible just destroys these false doctrines, these false ideologies?
Calm.
I remember when y'all got married, a sister said that something about, it's all about how you feel. You know what I mean? The Bible is just this went against that. See? She's the only person that believe that. Most of the world believe that. See, as long as you believe in God and you good to people, how many times have you ever heard that? As long as you're good to people, how you know how to be good to people if you don't know what the Most High tell you to do? You know? And see, that's all that matters, no? It doesn't matter what you believe in or what you call. Like, for example, same people I'm talking about a couple days ago. It's a conversation where my brother-in-law said, it don't matter what you call God. I'm like, wait. Now, to myself, I ain't arguing with him. No, but this I'm saying. When you think about it, it don't matter what you call God. So he don't care about his name. He don't care about his name so much that in the Lord's Prayer, how does it start off? Hallowed be your name. Sanctified, pure, set apart from any name that exists. He's different. There's nothing like him. Hallowed. Holy is his name. Then it talks about in the scriptures how great his name is. It don't got an S on the end. Right? Christ says that I have proclaimed your name. Name. In David, Christ says, in Psalms, the apostle calls Psalms David. And so in David, he says, I will proclaim your name in a great congregation. So his name is important. But it don't matter what you call God. I mean, these people got dogs, cats, hamsters, birds, fish. They got names. But Most High, who created all things, he don't. His name ain't important. It's not important at all. I was just trying to call Eliezer about 2 hours ago. Your name. He ain't turned his head at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Azariah. He was fixing this little plate, Azariah. You know what I'm saying? So obviously a name means something.
Calm. Oh, man.
But in our ignorance, he understands that. But like he says, when the people come into the knowledge of his name, they would no longer call him Belial. They would no longer call me satanic names, okay? His name is very important. But anyway, let's go.
But whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered.
Only way to walk wisely is to follow the Most High's commandments. Okay? Next precept. This is how you fight temptation, walking wisely. Alright? Again, as I said, walking wisely is following what the Most High say. It will defend you against the attacks. 2 Samuel.
2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 2 through 4.
Now, to show you how lust is conceived into sin. Okay? Chapter 11. So we'll give a couple examples, and we'll be ending class shortly.
Kyle, when everyone's there.
So, we're going to get into David. No, let's go. Come here. 11:2.
Mm-hmm. Second.
I mean, first, that's why I couldn't get it. Let's get it. So, like we said earlier, you don't just wake up in the morning, prepare to do the things that you've done out through the course of your day. Okay? David didn't just wake up in the morning and said that, he wanted to go sleep with Bathsheba. Okay? Let's go.
Verse 2. And it came to pass in an evening time that David arose from off his bed.
And it woke him up.
And
Go ahead.
and walked upon the roof of the king's house.
Now, seriously, people seen. They were asleep. These demons woke him up, convinced him to go to an area of his house where he could see Bathsheba bathing. Do y'all see that? The act was asleep, right? Woke up. So you see how they work, how it operates within ourselves. As I said, you can go somewhere, they set things up. Because they're together, working in cahoots. Right? Let's go.
And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. And David sent and inquired after the woman.
Lust. Right? There's lust. Now, yes.
What does lust mean?
Lust is when you desire to do something. Right? David desired, to be with this woman, so he lusted after her. He desired her. Okay? So, like, we read earlier how lust conceived into sin. Then sin is completed and it equals death. So let's get it. So we had lust, now it's about to be conceived into sin. The demons have woke him up, made him go to the rooftop, look down on a beautiful woman, bathing, you ain't no clothes on. Right? She's beautiful to look at. Now you got all these thoughts going through his head. Now he want to figure out how you make this thing happen. Okay? Let's go.
And David sent and inquired after the woman, and one said, Is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? And David sent messengers and took her. And
So he sent his people and took them. Okay? Let's go.
And
I mean, the thought was just not enough. He had nine, the thoughts are inflamed. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
And she came in unto him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house.
Just like that. The operation, that's what you call a demonic attack. The spirit of fornication. Okay? She's married. Yet the spirit of fornication operates with the spirit of adultery. Okay? King or not, she's married. Get it? You see how they are in cahoots? You get it? Lust has conceived to sin. Okay? People died for this right here. He lost his son because of this. Okay?
Let me put this, since you're on David in this situation, let me put this question on your mind. You can probably answer it later because we don't have nothing to do with this. But David sinned then, a great sin, one of the sins, okay? And David ended up becoming a king after Saul.
He was a king right now.
Yeah, he's a king. So but Saul was first. Saul committed a sin by not destroying everything that he asked him to destroy, disobedience.
The Amalekites.
Right. God walked away from, Ahayah walked away from Saul. Why didn't he do it to David? I wonder.
Because this, as we stated earlier, one must grow into Christ. Okay? And it says that the Most High tries the Arameans, right? Well, the minute, and not we're going to get today, but the Most High said that David's heart was perfect with the Most High. See, he was remorseful for what he did. Saul really wasn't. When Saul gave his little fake attempt at repentance, he was more concerned about what the people would think of him.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Okay. David fasted and everything. Because when they brought to attention that what he did, he was remorseful. And he paid for it. Also, David was one that the Most High promised that Christ would come through. So the Most High sent the grace to him. But David made like 2 errors that are written about. And he sent the grace to him. And he paid for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But all in all, David's heart was right with the Most High.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To see how repentance is real. You know what I'm saying? See, at this time right here, David didn't go to the Most High. We read about David went to the Most High for war, all kind of stuff. But when the spirit of fornication got into him, he didn't go to the Most High. He failed. So let's apply it to ourselves. When all these brothers will be texting me about the spirit of fornication, go to the Most High. Same thing I said in the class, I told all y'all. That y'all know. But go to the Most High immediately. See? David didn't go to the Most High. If David would went to war while going to the Most High, he would have lost a lot of men. Most High sent the grace because he didn't go to the Most High. That's what we're saying. When sin approaches, entreat the Most High. See? But David eventually got right. He was right, and then he failed, but he got right. The Most High sent the grace to him. See, David wasn't a willful sinner. Like, he just didn't, all right, okay, I did this, I got punished, and I'm going to keep on fornicating. No, he was seriously repentful. You see what I'm saying? He was sorrowful for this right here. That's right here, then he even set up her husband to get killed because shame came in, so iniquity added on to iniquity. That's how sin operates. Now you the sin, now you got to figure out something to make things right, but you got to do more sin to cover up your sin. So the Most High took his son from him. He fasted, you know what I'm saying? And he took his son. Then we'll read another case. Well, I'm going to let the Bible say that, though, then we get in that situation. Let's go.
Next precept.
So it's the same thing like when Christ came, right? With the woman who got caught in an act of adultery. And Christ was sending grace to her. He said, go and sin no more. You see what I'm saying? Now, if her heart wasn't right, Christ wouldn't even done all that. But he knew that she would get it right. You see what I'm saying? That's the same thing with us. Grace would be, I'm not saying Christ wouldn't have done that. I said that wrong. But he gave her opportunity. See what I'm saying? Saul, through his course of his whole life, got worse and worse. He never got right with the Most High. He never was really right with him from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? So.
Next precept, the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 19. Galatians chapter 5 and verse 19. And it reads, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication.
We talk about, these are spirits, as we talked about last week. The works of the flesh are spirits. Adultery, fornication, we've seen them two operate together, right? These are the works of the flesh. David was not being led by the Most High Spirit this time. He's been led by Satan. Okay? Satan himself. Because I told you, the Most High loved his hands on the Most High's anointing. He kind of selfish. He don't want nobody get the glory but him when it comes to God's people. Okay? That's what I said.
He said the Most High. He said the Most High twice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Satan.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Satan. Yeah. Let's go.
Adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness.
Lasciviousness is an excessive greed for lewd sexual activities. So these are the spirits that we must flee from. When we're struggling with these right here, we must go to the Most High. Okay? The Most High didn't put David in a situation we read about who this did. I'm going to show you in the next scripture why I said that it was the fallen angels or Satan himself. Okay? Let's go.
Genesis chapter 3.
No, it's in Chronicles when I'm going there, but let's go.
Okay. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 through 5.
Now we're going to deal with our mother, Eve. People who may not understand this, but in the Garden of Eden at that time, the animals spoke Hebrew. Okay, it's like you see on cartoons. That comes from our scriptures, our scrolls. animals used to speak Hebrew until Adam sinned, and the Most High cut our communication off with them. Okay, but he used to be with us. Then he scattered them into their own sets, or say their families. Let's go. So when we read about the serpent was talking, it's not a unique thing. Adam and Eve talked to the beasts and the creatures. But let's go.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Most High God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
So what is Satan doing right now to Eve? Tempting her,
Putting thoughts in her mind that she didn't have at first.
putting doubts and thoughts in her mind. She knew the truth, right? But wait, so I won't die? Adam told me that I would die. I'd be as the gods, knowing good and bad. So now these thoughts started to, ferment in her mind. Curious, right? So, as we say in for the title of this lesson, when attacked by sin, entreat the Most High. What should Eve have done right here?
Went to her husband.
Went to her husband. See? Seriously. But now she's so, like you said, curious, intrigued by this. She's overtaken. Right? But she should have went to her husband. But she didn't. That was her head. Mm-hmm. So, let's precept. 6.
Genesis chapter
We didn't read 6.
verse 6. Genesis 3:6.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So you see how I said Eve did not just come to the spot with the idea of disobeying the Most High. Understand what the Most High is really showing us, how they appear in our lives, right? Through the heart, through the mind, giving us thoughts, making us curious, like you said, about things, doubting things. Okay? Next precept.
Next precept, 3rd Baruch, chapter 4, verse 8 and 9.
A lot of our people, because they don't read our records, they don't, but we're going, I don't know, see that? This is the pseudepigrapher. Within this book, we have, it's a lot of books that was originally in the scrolls. But here at Wicked Ahayah Church, we believe in our records. So we're going to read from it. Because it really shows that the Most High did not plant the tree of knowledge of good and bad. Satan did.
What page?
One minute. Chapter 4. I'm going to start at verse 8. Because a lot of people are misled, so a lot of people get angry at the Most High. And they will, why did he plant this tree to tempt Eve? But he didn't. That's why when Satan did it, he warned them not to eat of it. Because everything the Most High made, he said was good. Mm-hmm. Okay? He told them to eat from it. Huh?
What's that, page 535?
535.
535 in the pseudepigrapher.
So I'm going to start on the bottom. It says, and I said, because Baruch had the same kind of experience as Paul and Enoch, where they showed them visions. A lot of people think they was taken into heaven. These are visions, okay? They're showing them things. It says, and I said, I pray thee, show me which is the tree which led Adam astray. And the angel said unto me, it is the vine, which the angel Samuel planted. See, the Most High didn't plant it. Planted, whereat the Most High was angry, and he cursed him and his plant. While also on this account he did not permit Adam to touch it. So, show you that the Most High does not, as James says, he does not tempt man with evil. Mm-hmm. See? But what? Yes.
Did you say Samuel?
Samuel.
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 That means save in a different language.
Yeah, he's a chief. Yeah. What's remember I searched his real name a while ago?
Yeah, when we went over it, yeah. Because Satan just means adversary of God. So there's many Satans, you know, but there's specific ones, like the one that led Adam astray with the tree. That's specific fallen angel. But yeah. Yeah.
You named your child Samuel.
Did you want to get 8 and 9?
No.
Okay.
Let's leave it on right there.
Yep. Next precept, the book of James, chapter 1, verse 3 through 8.
We're gonna eat some of this barbecue chicken. See what y'all got going on.
When everyone's there. Once again, that's James chapter 1, verse 3 through 8.
Oh, brother, I left some out as on my comment about the basketball game. I did say last night, if Sister LeVay was over here, he came over here. I did say that. You've been over there first. Well, I'm back. Let's go.
James chapter 1, verse 3. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
Now, knowing this, the trying of your faith, so the Most High allows Satan to try us. Because just like our forefather, he said, they proved him, he showed who he really was. They had to prove themselves to him. We have to prove ourselves to the Most High. So he allowed these evil spirits to operate until the consummation, until their time runs out. But he promised us to protect us and to be with us, even into the end. Mm-hmm. So like I said, fear not, therefore, of these spirits. There's nothing to fear. Truthfully, like we've heard this and we've said this 1,000 times. The demons really fear us. That's why they put so much money in making these scary movies and stuff to put fear of them in us from youth on. My son right now is scared to go in the dark. I'm working this hard. I go out and say, look, well, ain't nothing in the dark, but you can't see nothing. Turn the light on, it's the same thing here. Ain't nothing here, son. But he been convinced through programming that it's something in the dark. Remember, from youth on, they started. But, so, the Most High will allow them to try because the trying workers are patient, workers patience. Now, I gave y'all a scenario about my brother-in-law. A few years ago, we've been debating. Right, but now through experience, I have patience. When you have patience, you think. You know, so you weigh the matter. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not tried, you'll never develop patience. Right? And also patience for people. Mm-hmm. Right? It says, but let patience have her perfect work. So there's a work in patience. There's a work in trying. There's a good work in trying. Like he says, we'll be tried as gold in the fire. As we know, gold is more valuable when it's tried in the fire than when it's not. Nobody don't want no gold when they ain't tried in the fire. Most High don't either. But we must burn off that dross through trials. Through the trials of adversity. Right? It says, that ye may be perfect. See, we must become perfect. You become perfect through trials, through experience, and entire, complete, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask who?
Most High.
So, what should David have done again when the spirit of fornication attacked him?
Praise.
Pray to the Most High. See? If you lack wisdom of anything, pray to the Most High. And do the Most High this granted, or do you have to put in work to get it? You got to put in work to get it. Okay? That giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not. So he don't hold back. If you ask the Most High, you sincere, he will give it to you. Like seriously, it's something that you may not understand, right? You might not even be on this part up in the book. One morning you might just wake up and turn the page and be right there. And then you got all to your 12 books, 12 chapters and read it, and then he gave you to understand it. That's what you asked for. But if you don't open the book up, you're not going to get it. It's all right here. It says, but let him act in faith. See, that's the key. Let him act in faith, nothing wavering. For he that waveth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Most High. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Can we stop right there? Mm-hmm. The double-minded man, if you believe in the Most High or you don't. And that's why I see so many people making excuses to sin because they're double-minded. No. They have a zeal for the Most High, but they have a greater zeal for the lust of their flesh. Mm. They're not firm. They're not steadfast on his ways. They're like I said, a ship out of sea that's tossed about. One day, the winds are calm. They're just doing good. So when they get a little stormy, now they're rocking. They back doing what they want to do. Mm-hmm. So that type of person says, don't even think you receive something from the Most High. That's a person that lacks faith. Next precept.
Next precept, Genesis chapter 3, verse 6.
No, I read that one already.
Okay, Khan, Salaki. 1 Chronicles chapter 21, verse 1.
Get back to David. Now, I've been talking about sin and how this is really a spiritual operation, right?
Once again, that's 1 Chronicles chapter 21, verse 1.
Now, David knew the law concerning numbering Israel, right? Okay. So just because David know the law, that means they say they ain't going to tempt him? Let's go.
And Satan stood up against Israel.
Stood up against who?
Israel.
Israel.
And provoked David to number Israel.
So again, what is Satan trying to do?
Get David to sin.
It says Satan stood up against Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I'm trying to destroy this.
Who's coming through David? Christ. Mm-hmm. Get it? Christ is coming through David. Israel. Who the whole weight of our nation was on his shoulders. Okay? So Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. So when I said, this is our thoughts are not pure. Our thoughts are not uninterrupted. Mm-hmm. See? Next precept.
Next precept, Genesis chapter 15, verse 5.
So why was it against the law for the king to number Israel? Anyone know?
That's
to do a census.
Count. Yeah.
I guess that's him thinking he needed so many people to fight these people, I guess.
See, he warns us about that, and that is true. There's more to it. He says the king will stop. Don't put your trust in your army or your horses. None of that. Put your trust in the Most High. But it's deeper than that, though. Yeah. Okay? Yeah, that's true. No, we said it's right.
What else?
I'm gonna get it. Let's read it.
Genesis 15:5. And he brought him forth a boar and said, look now toward heaven and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them.
Talking to Abram, the same promise we talked about earlier. Let's go.
And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be.
So should thy seed be, right? So, can you number the stars?
Wow.
Okay. Next precept. There you go.
Exodus chapter 4, verse 22 and 23.
This is Moses talking, Moses and Aaron dealing with Pharaoh. And now Most High going to explain to us what Israel is. Okay? I read. With 22, 23?
Yep.
And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus says the Most High Ahayah, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. And I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me. Okay? So, what the deal is Israel don't belong to David. Him to be number anything, Israel belongs to the Most High. Get it? That's my son. So, the Most High sees, he says, that's my son, his firstborn. Okay? Israel is his people. For a king to make a system, that's what he owns. You don't own my people. You are in my stead. You see what I'm saying? You get how the Most High operates.
Right.
Because if he had a million soldiers, he wouldn't go to war with a million soldiers. He'd cut it down to 300 to show you that it's him that's doing the fighting. See, but Israel belongs to the Most High. See? And also, he said, you're going to be able to number them. Okay? Even when Joab went, Joab knew the commandment and he despised it. He knew, he saw it as abominable. He tried to, the Most High got got Joab to try to save David. David was firm, full of no Satan. Right? So Joab didn't, I think it was Levi and Benjamin that he didn't count. To fulfill, don't number his people. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But anyway, so just show you the temptation. You know, we know what's right. We got to do it. So when the Most High was warning, remember the Most High said that he would prevent us. He tried to. Prevent us don't mean he make us not sin. So how he prevent us, he send a brother or a sister. That's why I said, see, brothers who don't listen to sisters, the Most High use sisters too. Not in the ministry, as we're doing, but if I'm off, the Most High will use you, sis, to correct me. Like, brother, that's cool. You know, she's right. That's the spirit of the Most High. So it don't mean that the Most High don't use women to prevent us from sinning. He used my wife many times. And other people just prevent me from sinning. I know he probably done the same thing for y'all. Y'all as children. So we have to have an ear. You know what I'm saying? And many people go against it because it's the spirit that's in them. That's why it says, he correct those that he loves. How is he correcting us? Through us. But Joab was trying to correct the king. He was filled with the spirit of Satan and he wouldn't listen. You see? Again, he should have went to the Most High, which he didn't. Last two precepts, 1 Corinthians chapter 10. So that's how you see, it's about sin, how it starts with a lust. Say put an idea in his mind to, like Ahayah was talking about, putting confidence and trust in his military might, not in the Most High. Who, for all his fights, you read what David talking about, how the Most High destroyed all his enemies. Yes. But now say you got his mind to count and put trust in his military might, not the Most High. Then lust has conceived, become a sin. So he did it. You see? 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 11 to 12. Anybody there? So, here we go. I'm going to start at 9. Neither let us tempt Christ, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. How can we tempt Christ?
Not following the way of life that he set for us and profaning his name.
That's true. Not believing. Why would they destroy it? Okay?
So you're saying tempt him to anger?
Yeah, because what it is, we tempted, like, it's like, let's get it, bro. Let's go to Numbers chapter 21. What you had? Blow the trumpet, man? I'm sorry, I was talking about your husband. Oh, you good. Blow the trumpet up.
There's something going on. All of my ears.
So this is what, no problem. So this is what they're talking about, how you can tempt them, right? Numbers chapter 21, verse 5 reads, "And the people spake against God and against Moses. Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our souls loathe this light bread." Man, that's angering the Most High. Like, why are you bringing us out of Egypt? We was cool in captivity.
Right.
And we tired of this manna that you've been giving us from heaven. A miracle. There's no food, no water. So that's saying the Most High is showing you, wait, I gave you angels' food. You lack faith? So your lack of faith is tempting the Most High. Was reading about, don't even pray the Most High if you don't have faith that he's going to do it. He's not going to hear you. So us is supposed to be in this walk of Christ. Do you really have faith you're going to make it? That he's going to preserve you until the end. If you don't, then you tempt him. That's what we were saying earlier about the RFID chip, about when it really goes down. Are you really going to have faith? If you don't have faith, then you tempt him, you anger him. Think he did all this for naught? So those who have faith, he destroyed them with the serpents. Okay? So let's go verse 10. "Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer." Who are they murmuring at? The leader of the Most High. That's why it says, "Revile not the gods." Okay? It says, "Now all these things happen unto them for example, and they are written for our admonishing, warning, upon whom the ends of the world are come." So do y'all understand why we read about David, about Eve? Apply those things into our life. These are examples for us to warn us. So when we're in a situation, like I said, when our mood change, pray. Serious, brother. Example, let's go back with you. Not about that day, but let's say back, when we was down south. You know what I'm saying? Immediately, now that you learn the situation, now you get the information. Next time it happens, silently, just pray right there, bro. Like it's times literally, bro. Let's say if I don't do it all the time, I'd be lying, but I try to do it a lot. There's times, even in my own household, when I'm working or whatever, something happen, silently I just pray right there. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Or somebody asks me a question about the Most High. They don't even know I'm praying, but silently I'm praying. I'm asking him, to be with me, to help me, if it's his will, to edify his people. So it says right now, we outside somewhere. Mm-hmm. But, hey man, why y'all such us? I mean, say that for like 30 seconds. Just silently, just pray. Because you need him. This is a spiritual war. Ministry is a spiritual battle. You need him to be with you. So the words you speak are his. You see what I'm saying? So, 12. "Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth Take heed lest he fall. And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, when I was talking to the brothers and sisters who haven't been in class in a while. Lest you think you're standing, take heed lest you fall. And to us in here, never get complacent. Never get complacent. You know? Like seriously, like back in my football days, right? We trained at practice and we did a little practice stuff, but I still did my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was get at 6 in the morning and do stuff. Because I never could place, because I had this image somebody gave me a long time ago. You know, there's somebody probably in California, you heard this too, somebody out there in California working harder than you. So I did my own thing outside of what we was doing. Same thing spiritually, there's somebody working harder than you. We gotta work. Okay? Last precepts. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 18 to 29. I'll knock it out. Now this is bringing it to the finality. You know, and for us, you have to have understanding. I'm going to try to explain this to you. But we're going to go back to Moses' time. And we're going to tie it into today. Verse 18 reads, this is talking to us. Verse 18, for ye are not coming to the mount or mountain that might be touched. See? When Christ come back, that mountain, we will be able to touch it. We will be on it. It's ours. Right now, you can't go on it. Even to this day, they got it chained off. Okay? And back then, the Most High told no man to come up, but Moses and those that he told to come up. Okay? Now, let's show you how this, we read this, just looking to try to visualize the scene. Okay? It says that burned with fire, nor into blackness, and darkness, and tempest. So this mountain, the top of it, it's still black as charcoal. But imagine the top of it being on fire. Dark smoke, everything. The sounds of this, it was crazy. And the sound of a trumpet, and the voice of words, which voice they had heard entreated that the words should not be spoken unto them anymore. The Most High spoke to them. It's frightening them. Creator of all things now. Just understand what's going on. This, I hope y'all can see it. But show you how powerful the Most High is. His voice scared the brakes off of them. Okay? Our whole family. Okay? It says, verse 20. No, 19. Mm-hmm. And the sound of a trumpet and the voice of words, which voice they had heard entreated that the words should not be spoken to them anymore, for they could not endure that which was commanded. And if so much as a beast touched the mountain, it should be stoned or thrust through with a dart. And so terrible was the sight that Moses said, I exceedingly fear and quake. Been in the presence of the Most High. Let's just stop there for a minute. This is man in his presence. He's not even there. But this representation. You see how people don't know the Most High? This representation, this demonstration he has going on this mountain, in this locale right now, scared the brakes off, the shoes off everybody. But we are here sinning willfully. Get that? They begged Moses to go to talk to him and say, we won't hear no more, we hear from you. Tell him to stop. I'm trying to show how frightening this scene was. I can't do a great job. I'm trying to do the best I can. I can't describe how the Most High is doing it. I'm going to put myself there. So it says 21. And so terrible was the sight that Moses said, I exceedingly fear and quake. Moses said that. Who walked up to the mount often to deal with the Most High. Moses scared, right? But ye are coming to Mount Zion and into the city of the living God. We have an opportunity, y'all. The heavenly Jerusalem. That don't mean that we know that it's in heaven. We know it's our kingdom to come down from heaven, New Jerusalem, made with the hands of the Most High, not man. And to the Most High, the Judge of all. But check it out. And to the spirits of just men made perfect. Yeah.
22.
I missed it. I'm sorry. Let's start 22. But ye are coming to Mount Zion, and to the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to an innumerable company of angels. Remember I told y'all we'll all be back united? We'll be together. To the general assembly and church, or congregation of people of the firstborn, which is the Messiah, which are written in heaven, and to the Most High Ahayah, the Judge of all, and to the spirits of the just man made perfect. So those that make it will be made perfect. That's what it says. We got to put in work. And to Yasha, the mediator of the new covenant, and to the blood of sprinkling that sprinkles better things than that of Abel. It's written when Christ went there that he brought his blood, symbolically. See that ye refuse not him that speaketh. Now the apostles tried the best they could to give an example of that one that speaks. How frightening, how powerful it is to be in the presence of him when he's angry. Right? So it's written, see that ye refuse not him that speaketh. So we spoke about earlier about getting chastised or correcting or rebuke, reprove, whatever. How the counsel comes, see that you refuse it not. The Most High is trying to prevent us from sinning. For if they escape not who refuse him that spake on earth, much more should not we escape if we turn away from him that speaketh from heaven. Do you understand that? So that's what killed me about these churches. How do you not read this and understand it's talking about you? If you hear not him that speaketh from heaven, it's right here in this book. His words come from heaven, whose voice then shook the earth. But now he hath promised, saying, yet once more I shall not the earth, yet once more I shake not the earth only, but also heaven. For those who don't know, this angel is right now in chains up in heaven, waiting for their judgment. As it said, those who come in up in time. Okay? It says, and this word, yet once more, signified the removing of those things that are shaken, as of things that are made, that those things which cannot be shaken may remain. So it's like a rug or something. Shake it, all the things that you don't want on there comes off. He says he's cleaning the heavens and the earth. Okay? Wherefore, we receiving a kingdom which cannot be moved, let us have grace, whereby we may serve Ahayah. Here's the key word: acceptably, with reverence and godly fear. Do we understand that? For this is why. Remember this right here. All the days of our lives. For our God is a consuming fire. My people, let sin not overcome you. Because our God is a consuming fire. What's a consuming fire?
Something like eat up.
Is anybody besides me watch Game of Thrones in here?
I ain't checked it out yet.
Huh?
Dragged and he did.
When dragons came and blew that fire, it burned everything. That was the fire in heaven because they melted metal, everything, steel. That's a consuming fire. The Most High is a destroyer. Right? He said He's creating new things. And all those that did not listen to His voice, heavenly, angelically, or earthly, will be destroyed. So again, let us continue in the time of necessity, when serious, we must be humble enough to recognize the attack and don't take things so personal. You know what I'm saying? Always that work on that. Mm-hmm. As soon as that coming to you, stop. Pray. Forgive. Be long-suffering. Be forbearing. We have to. These are demonic attacks trying to destroy what God is creating. Okay? His church. Okay? His congregated, righteous people. Okay? With that ends the lesson. Be everybody Godspeed. Shalom.
Shalom.
For about 5 minutes for the course of the hour.
No, we gonna eat, man.
Okay, go ahead.
I ain't on that. I'm writing back right now to people. Brooke, would you close in prayer, please?
Hey, Kwame Yashala!
Kwame Yashala!
Kwame Yashala!
Kwame Yashala!
Kwame Yashala!
Kwame Yashala!